Gold market, Shavyfxhub, London session reporting. Every price you see here is the current price of gold in the world market. Gold, we all know, a precious metal. King Solomon relied so much on gold. In fact, in the olden days, wealth was measured in gold and silver. So when we ventured into gold as a metallurgical engineer, I did so because I've looked at everything tradable in the financial market. I needed something that was more tangible, something that was real. I didn't want to go into something that does not exist. So this is what makes gold, oil, copper, silver our area of specialization at Shavyfxhub. We trade oil very well. We trade gold very well. We trade silver very well. Very, very, very well. So let's dive straight into the structure and see what so that's an ascending trend line. And let's look into the structure. We have here as RS resistance becomes support, daily resistance becomes support on break of structure, and married by an ascending trend line. Because of the three touches the market have established. So I'm putting that up, that ascending trend line up. And you can see there is a break of structure at this level, break of a resistance structure, and price has turned into a demand floor. And in the future, I want price to return into that layer in the future. Very key critical zone, very key critical zone on daily time frame. Remember, the daily, the weekly, the monthly hold a very strong bias in the financial market. And automatically that makes here demand floor. That's a demand floor. That's a demand floor at the moment. That's a key demand floor to watch. And as well, a horizontal trend line. Right. So let's dive quicker into the structure. Then let's look for a supply roof. On the supply roof, we have resistance becomes support on break of structure 1. Resistance becomes support on break of structure 2. And we have another horizontal resistance structure. And let's go back to our chart to see what price has done there. Look at that daily close and look at where this market reacted here. If you look here, this is why trading daily candle, you can never be wrong. You know, I've never brought this strategy to limelight, but as time goes on, we keep bringing in all our strategies all for free so that people can learn Forex without having to pay any money. You know, it's free. You don't, our trades are all free. You don't need to pay anything. You don't have money to give us. So that's an ascending trend line. Another beautiful ascending trend line over there. And this becomes a stronger supply roof. You know, so we expect that if price moves back into this structure, it will most definitely be stopped, most definitely. But let's still go back to our line chart on daily time frame as we are still putting everything into perspective. And we have seen a clear daily ascending trend line breakout here. Very clean breakout on daily time frame. And let's put that breakout into perspective. We have here SR, support become resistance on breakout structure. SR2, support become resistance on breakout structure. Support become resistance on breakout structure. Support become resistance on breakout structure. And after price picking liquidity on this daily resistance structure, to put it into perspective, let me circle it. You see the market has reacted here at 3,433.32, and buyers could not exceed that limit. So now that impulse, that momentum broke that ascending trend line. Let's put it also into perspective. Everything you are doing, put it into perspective. No assumption, no speculation. As long as Shavyfxhub is concerned, in this market, there is no manipulation. Let me correct you. Let me correct you. There is no manipulation in the financial market. The market reserves the right to do whatever it likes. You cannot call manipulation. It's not within your reach. You are not a market maker. So market is doing what it likes. So don't call it manipulation. There is no manipulation in the market. Manage your risk. Manage your personal risk. So now you see that that structure was broken, and it came back here, picked another demand on this area. That demand structure was picked on this close, which I also want to put into perspective. I will also want to circle it. And now we have created a structure in the market that if we break out from this structure, 3,273, you have to sell. You are going to sell. And look at this ascending trend line. This ascending trend line, I also want to thicken it. And you look at the structure very well. If we break out from that structure, it will most likely be a sell for us. Most likely to be a sell. Now you see that the market is pushing itself back. And that pushback is as a result of the daily support it picked at this level. There is a daily support at this level. And of course, the market reserves the right to do whatever it likes. It reserves the right to do whatever it likes. And there is a key critical resistance at this level, a daily breakout structure. So I'm calling for a sell at 3,380. At 3,380, I'm seeing a double confluence to resist the upswing. Here, I want to be very much objective. I put here as ROS, resistance becomes support on breakout structure on daily time frame. And we have here as SR, support become resistance and breakout structure on daily time frame. And we return here as a RT slash ROS, a retest candle, and as well resistance becomes support and breakout structure, and that structure is broken. There is an interchange, ROS, SR in the, you pay attention, SR, ROS interchange, ROS, SR interchange. There is an interchange. Here as ROS, here as SR. Price returns here as a RT, ROS, and we break the structure. It's coming back here on a double confluence. What double confluence here? We have SR1, SR2, SR3, SR4, break of SR. Price came back, broke that SR, turned it to ROS, came back, broke that ROS. It's now coming back here. It is now coming back. It broke the SR from here. Look at it after it came back. Use it as a support to tell you that this structure is a valid structure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 SR level. Break of it, price return, use it as a demand floor, but came back, broke that structure. The break of that SR level turns it to ROS. So if price dips itself into that structure, definitely it's a sell. Well, you see, if it continues to come here into 79, 80, you could be seeing a drop. You could be seeing a drop. You could be seeing a drop. That's one case scenario. So if we have price push itself into here, you could see it come down. You could see it come down. You could see it come down. Very, very much likely. Very, very much likely. Very much likely. So let's look back in depth again and see if we got other structures to leverage on. And that's a clean demand floor that we have leveraged on yesterday. So let's include the body and the wick. On a daily time frame, we have the body and the wick. Very small resistance that was broken, that was turned to a demand floor. And you have seen what price did there. And if you look critically again, you will find another structure, which I do not want to underplay. There is a structure at this level, ladies and gentlemen. Very clean structure. And we're already having something looking like an M structure here. We are looking for a retest of a neckline. Retest of a neckline. This looks like a double top structure. Look at what we have here. It didn't come like the way beautiful, the way we expect it, but this is looking like an M structure. But one thing you must put in your mind, there is a breakout here. There is a breakout in this level. That is one thing you must put your mind on a daily time frame. This is what price has done. And let me tell you something, gold is facing intense sell pressure at the moment. You must factor that on daily time frame. So if we have this daily buying pushes into 68, you might see a reaction. If you see it into 80, 81, 82, you will see a reaction. And from that level, market will drop. Market will drop. But here remains your buy floor. I said it yesterday, and around the 3,300 whole number. So I'll put a buy shade mark on this zone on daily time frame. So if buying comes back into the shade, you are looking at here as your next demand floor. So it's going to be your next demand floor. This is your demand floor. It's your demand floor. So if price comes back here, you you might want to take your risk. Trading is probability 100%. Manage your risk. Manage your risk. Manage your risk. It's your demand floor. So this is what we have on daily time frame. Trading daily candle, you can never be wrong trading daily candle. I can tell you for free. You can never be wrong trading daily candle. Shavyfxhub said so. So this is my daily analysis for the market starting, and I think that the market might continue to upswing from what I've seen, from what the structure is doing. Haven't seen price defended this level. They might want to continue until they push into a higher zone. Most likely, I'm seeing them push this thing into. I'm looking at a retest into 84. So let me drop that idea, that sell at 84, 3384, 3380. Yes, I've told you my reason for that. My reason for that is very clear. It's based on the breakout from this daily ascending trend line. If price comes back into it, it will be around 87. So let's apply our daily candle search, and a push into that is around 83. So I'm right, 83, 84, 80. Look out for sell opportunity at that level. Look out for sell opportunity. I've already viewed it from my strategy. And another daily close worthy of note is exactly at where we have the neckline of this M-like structure, which is around 68. So you could be seeing reaction at 68. You could be seeing reaction at 68. You could be seeing reaction at 68 into 3374. I don't like this zone. But if you enter the zone, you must bear in mind that you have taken a risk that can continue to pull up. But if the market breaks this zone and continue to come, this is the most preferred zone to wait for price. This is the most preferred. This is better. This is very risky. Yes, based on the structure of the market on daily. And from the floor, we're waiting for a clear breakout. Let price return here around 3,300 mark for a buy. So if price pulls back and come here on daily 3,300, 3,229, it's not bad. So let me drop it by 3,300 into 3,291. So that's a good zone to wait for market for the day. As you start the day strong. I wish you good luck. See you at the top more multi-millionaire in commodity market. Bye bye.